also coding the plugin so it could work correctly and other people could benefit from it.
Just an FYI,
Yes.
I just popped up my stream here, so some of your audio is gonna bleed through.
Oh, you have a stream running?
Yeah.
Should we jump down in the stream now?
The what now?
Yeah, the streaming room. You have the streaming now room. I'm game. I want to join the streaming.
All right, I'll pop down to the streaming now room. Wink, wink.
Hello.
Look, it's like the same thing. All of us chatting.
Yeah, I know.
Hooray!
It is.
We did it.
But it's more like.
Where's the actual stream at? I wanna.
It's a secret location.
Yeah.
No, how dare you?
If you go on to Inner Art, the links are there.
User, I'm actually disappointed at you, you know?
Why are you disappointed?
Because I thought you were going to send a apply to the company.
I haven't finished the thing that I was gonna apply with yet.
Ah, that's why. Okay, you're forgiven.
What? I can't. What am I gonna apply with? A blank canvas?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I can totally do this.
Hey, some people actually gotten, really popular on, ridiculous art,
I don't have ridiculous art yet. I have mediocre art that I'm trying to make ridiculous.
Yeah, but it's the same. What I meant was, it's like, that guy, he made, what was it, a painting with 3 stripes on it or something like that, and it was sold for I don't know how many millions, right? And he only did it because he was bored. So if he can get popular, why couldn't you?
I didn't say that I wasn't popular. Well, no, I'm not popular, so I can't say that I'm not, or that I am. But
Hey, we like you.
you like the concept of me. You don't know me well enough to like me.
That's right. Well, we'll dislike you once we know you a little bit better, okay?
Yeah.
There you go.
That's just how that goes, and I'm okay with that. That's fine.
Yeah, never mind.
I would like to be liked by this chat and everyone in it, but I don't know anyone in it yet.
That's not how it works.
The way I'm seeing it is that as long as we start talking to each other, chatting to each other, using the chat and also the voice, it can only go forward, into something positive.
No.
Definitely.
That's not that's a sketchy thought.
Why?
Because just like people can go forward, people can also go backward. Easily.
That they can, but that's their own. It's people's own choice what way they want to go,
No, it's not.
Oh yes, it is.
No.
Yes, it is.
There's no choice.
There's always a choice.
There's no choice.
There's always the choice.
There's no choice.
Even not choosing something is a choice in itself.
There's no choice.
Some people are just born and bred assholes. You don't know.
That's
Like
right.
I could be a born and bred asshole, and you don't know shit. All you know is that I've modeled dick so far.
Yeah, and so what? if that's what you. Oh, that reminds me. Did you have the full figure yet ready for that dick you have designed?
I'm still designing the character for you. I don't have the full figure of the dick yet. No.
You just
okay.
You start with the dick and then you just work your way out from there. Is that the process?
No. It's not a normal. It's a creature character.
I'm really curious. I'm really curious about the process. Because like my process.
Start with the dick and then.
Yeah.
No.
Because my process is I start with the base, right?
Hey.
But your process is you start with the dick. That's fine. I accept that.
But what if? Hold on. What?
You're live streaming. Could you please use the word penis instead? Because if the word D-I-C-K is being used too many times, the stream is going to be cut off.
Says who? What?
We are on a live stream right now.
What?
That's why we're in the other room. Now we're streaming.
Well, no,
now.
but like, what live stream does that?
Twitch might get a little grumpy about it. We'll see though.
Yeah. So I just want to mention, use the more pronounced words and the forbidden ones.
I don't care.
Even though, yeah, I know you don't care, but the audience may
I
care.
also don't care.
But no, the idea, he's building a creature, right, from that penis, and I want to see the whole design of it afterwards because I think it's going to be a little bent.
You think the penis is going to be a little bent?
Yeah.
A little bad? Question mark?
No, a little bent. B-E-N-D, bent.
Well, It is bent. It's
Yeah, but it's bent too
It's
much
bent
when
for
you're gonna.
pleasure.
Yeah, but it's bent too much when you're gonna attach it to him, unless you make a different angle on the torso side section.
it. Wait.
He can't do the full. He can't do the fully back up. What is it called? It's called. It has a certain number. It has a certain name for it. It's some certain, how do you call it, position. It's a backup position. If you're gonna make him do that in 3D modeling, it's not gonna work. You need to work with his torso then. You need to bend that some more.
Listen to Vicini. He's got experience with the bag up position.
Actually, I got a lot of experience on that section, but that's a different story.
That makes me curious.
Hey, we all need to earn money when we're young, right? I just sold myself, and a lot of women paid for it. So is anybody
That
got a
also
problem?
makes me curious.
Hmm?
Well, Lordy Jesus Christ.
Seriously, I had women at that time. I was 20. I had women at that time that was paying gladly 4,000 to 5,000 a day just to do their dream. And I'm not kidding.
Although, like, after, like, we got to the shady part, or,
Doing
like,
the dream.
like, the middle.
No, I'm not going to explain those here, not now. Not when we're on, not when we're on live stream. That's
I mean-
another. That's another story.
That's another
mean-
stream.
I mean, Twitch streams dicks. What? I don't get it.
No, they don't.
Yeah, what?
No, they don't.
I don't believe you.
They're not allowed to. They're not allowed to have any sexual things like that. Then you have
No,
to
I mean,
use-
I'm talking about porn. People,
Yeah, but-
people stream porn on Twitch. It's a thing.
Yeah.
No,
Like-
They just did a big crackdown on it though, and basically they went super strict with their content qualifications right now, and so the shitty thing for that is for folks like us that are 3D artists that aren't maybe doing real porn and just having characters and maybe showing a little bit of nudity, we could get our accounts banned because of something stupid like that.
This is why I'm not streaming to Twitch.
The funny thing, I even get the same problem. We even have the same problem on Vivanox's Facebook site. Some of the images and animations we have added up there because the woman's chest was visible. We had to add in straw, some clothes for the torso, so they were not naked. Otherwise, we got them removed from Facebook.
Well, Facebook, I can't disagree with only because Mark has been fucking around with Facebook completely. He's like, man, fuck boobies, but then
Hey,
he lets nipples. He likes
just
nipples.
he just needed some extra pocket change. That was why he sold all those user informations,
Yeah.
That's it. What did he get about it? Well, how much did he get? Was it 70 or 80 million? Yeah.
I have no idea, nor do I want to know.
They screwed up big time on that one.
Or did they?
Yeah.
He didn't. He's living in his money. He don't give a shit.
Seriously, when he was at the Senate, at that meeting, or was it the Senate meeting or whatever, he was like, "We are working on it." He was like a little boy sitting and listening to the principal's office,
Oh, and all the lizard memes were very funny too.
Yeah.
Who found the turtle? Oh, okay.
Roommates.
Oh, fuck you, ZBrush.
Again?
I saved it and it crashed. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those days, I guess.
So, I was asking you when I thought about buying it, that was before we got the keys, and I was asking you, like, hey,
Yeah.
what about the random crashes? Do they happen really often? And you were like, no, they don't happen. I don't have them. And now I just hear it one time after the other.
No. I said they've gotten a lot better. They don't happen that often, and I usually don't crash. However, today seems
I
like
don't
one of
have
those
any crashes
days.
in Blender. I don't have any crashes in Blender.
You will.
No.
You work any program enough, you will. Generally
Nope.
speaking, in ZBrush, I start to have crashes when I hit a certain amount of memory usage.
Yeah.
Like any program, if you stress it to a certain level, you're going to get crashes, right? It's just the reality of it.
True. But I was thinking about, you had 32 gigs under the hood, right? Or only 16?
32.
32. That should be more than enough to compensate.
Sometimes, you know, ZBrush makes you overcompensate. I'm just saying.
Well, I have experienced that a couple of times also in Unreal Engine in a different approach. You know, when you need to test it and you press play, and then suddenly you can just see your memory usage just keeping going more higher and higher up. You know.
Yeah.
That one I have explained to a couple of times in the Unreal Engine. So I'm not complaining, but you have experienced that one now under 30 minutes 2 times.
Yeah, that's
That's
a little bit high for ZBrush. It's not.
Yeah.
Usually I have other problems going on that cause it. So something else is probably triggering it. I just don't feel like going.
Have you turned up the porn sites?
Well, you know what it is. I fucking updated my fucking driver the other day. Because I was doing another thing. I was let's see. That's probably the NVIDIA. I'm gonna just see if the NVIDIA experience is
Unless
on.
the update specifically tells me that I need to update my drivers, I never update them. Not even for gaming.
Oh, for fuck's sakes! There's
Oh,
even another update which I may try, but I'm not gonna fuck you right now.
Oh yes.
So there is a reason. There is a reason. I'm experimenting with the Simu Wii U emulator right now, and we were using it with Steam Link. So I was streaming the emulator game to my TV, and I was getting some weird performance issues, which I was fairly certain was all network, but I wanted to eliminate the hardware part of it. So I updated my graphics driver just to see if there's any conflicts. And now I'm getting crashes in ZBrush. So there you go.
Maybe you just need another update.
I was curious.
Well, there's another update.
Larvantholos, I was curious about one thing with the network.
Yeah.
Your net card, is that on auto generation negotiating with the network speed, or is that 1000 1000 or 100 100?
It's probably an automatic. I didn't I had kind of a migraine while I was troubleshooting this yesterday, so I didn't really get to the to fully resolve the issue. Like that would be something to definitely look at, because it probably was on auto negotiation.
Yeah, and if the check mark is on your power supply for the net cord is checked, then uncheck it. It saves you also about. It saves you a lot of power on the net cord.
Yeah, I know that. I always do that.
It's more like those two things are always one of the first I work with when I set up a computer for you know, for a customer or for myself.
Yeah.
Unless the switch or router it's using is only 100 100, well then I just change it to 100 100. There's no reason to go overkill if the network can't handle it. Oh, I so much want to attend to that one, but I'm not allowed. It's so annoying.
Attend to what?
The Unreal Fest Europe 2018. I so much wanted to go there, but we couldn't.
Why can't you?
The reason why we couldn't was because it costed 150 per ticket, right, to enter and get access to those places we wanted to. We could afford the tickets, but we couldn't afford the trip down there, including a stay to sleep, for example, a hotel. All the hotels in that area, that was around $200 per night.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I'm not made out of money, you know.
Of course not.
I thought you were made out of money.
Oh, were you streaming today? Wasn't there something about you? Wasn't there something about you should work on a character that we had at one time, and then suddenly you switched over to make a blade?
I did make a character on that though, didn't I?
It wasn't done.
It was done.
Whoop.
No, it wasn't done.
You specifically said, I want to see how you make a character from scratch.
Yeah.
And I showed you.
That you did. That you did. So let's see. And by the way, for those who don't know where we're talking, you can see this here in stream text. There you go. He's in there. So what are we working with today?
I'm making some kind of hybrid of an assault weapon, although some aspects of this are not working out as well as I would have liked. That's okay. Figure that out. But
problem.
I'm kind of hybridizing it from a picture, so I'm kind of stylizing it, and I don't normally work quite this way when I do this stuff normally, so probably should just.
Curious. If I send you a 2D picture of a logo, could you make that logo in 3D?
Yes, I have done
How
that.
much?
Without a doubt.
Depends how you want to look at the end result, but I charge usually between $100 and $200 depending on what we're doing with it.
Yeah. Is there anything particular you need? Textures, fonts or anything like that? Font size or font?
Fonts definitely help because it's faster in terms of the recreation process. But if you don't have the font, okay, I'll give you an example of how I approach it. Because I've completely taken somebody's logo and recreated it from scratch because they couldn't get me all of the fonts. So I'll take it into 3ds Max actually. It's one of the few times I use 3ds Max.
Yeah.
And I will use their point tool, so I'll use vertex and splines, and I'll trace it in 3D, and then I'll pop that into 3D, and I'll optimize it directly from that 2D logo. And I can replicate any of the, like, if there's any special objects in it, I can completely replicate those as well.
Yeah.
I do have an example at work here. I'll just pull. Let me just grab something.
Because it may seem ridiculous what I'm asking for, but when you look at this site here, right? I'm sending it to you privately so it doesn't. We want that one, just the Vivanox. We want the white, the black one we have there built as 3D, or maybe make a little better. But after that one, if we like that, we have a second one we want to make, got done also.
Yeah, that one's fairly straightforward to do.
Yeah, how much?
Charge you $150 on that if you have the font.
We don't have the font. That's the whole problem.
Okay. Well,
that one was one. The problem is the one who was making the design for us at that time.
Yeah.
He had a very bad habit of saving everything in JPEG instead of PNG.
Yeah.
So you're saying how much? 150.
150. If I have a really hard time matching the fonts, I'll push it to 200. But it doesn't seem like it's that complicated of a logo, so I might be able. I could probably match the font, or trace it if I had to.
If you think it it needs a little depth, a couple ideas or anything, you're more than welcome to add them in. If that would look it cool or something like that.
Yeah, just give me a sec here.
But the thing is, the reason I'm asking you is that I'm up for, if you think it's gonna cost things like that, what do you say that we make it a little, how do you call it, a little more special?
I'm just sending you an example of a logo I recreated and then edited for somebody. This one's actually in 2D. I've got one in 3D. I'll show you too.
Yeah.
This one I ended up having to trace because I couldn't quite. He had the font, but the font that he knew what the font was, but the actual font file that I could get wouldn't match, so I had to actually trace it. I had to trace a bunch of stuff in this one that I linked to. I had to actually recreate the needle that is in there in 3D for their logo.
So you made that in 3D and converted it to 2D?
Yeah.
Holy. Yeah, okay. It does make sense.
Actually, I could probably throw.
But my idea was that if you're up for it, if I can, get the money for next month.
This one's small enough.
Yeah, but I was more like, if I can get the money for it for next month, you say 150, maybe 200, right?
Yeah.
What if I say to you, what if we say 150 and the last 50 we talk about that depending on the time?
Yeah.
and then you do it all on live stream.
Yeah, I could do that.
Is that fair? Hey,
Yeah.
I'm more like you're doing something where you're helping us out, and you're more than welcome to add it in on your portfolio also.
Yeah, there's another logo that I did for a guy. That's not the final version. That's just the one that's small enough to put into Discord, just to show you. And so I actually animated it for him. It's just something I specifically told him up front. I said I don't do that, but I quoted him a price and he paid it, and he tipped me really well on top of that to do it. So it was really good. The final logo is a little smoother than that. But that was I did like 10 different versions of it because he wanted to spin a very specific way, and so it took a little while to get that. So that's an example. That's an example anyway of what I do for logos and things. So I could very much do what you're looking for. That's not a problem. That's a pretty straightforward. And yeah, we can add a little bit of depth to that and all that stuff. And
you know how Blizzards looks like, right?
Where it spins around or whatever, it has a little bit of metallic on it, and it's very stylized, so it's kind of cut out. Yeah.
Yeah, and a bit. Yeah, it's something like that, just in a different way.
Well, I'll tell you, when I finish a project like that, when I finish a
I'm sitting back in front of my fan now.
when I finish a logo project like that and I send you the files, I will send you a PSD file that's not collapsed. That's the way I work. I will send you the whole thing, because the way I look at it like this, because some people will send like flattened files, right? Because they don't want you to make any edits, and they don't want you to go to another artist who will be cheaper to make a quick edit next time. I look at it this way: if you liked my work, you'll go back to me, and if you didn't like my work, I won't see you again. Either way, as long as I get paid for the one job, it's no skin off my ass, right?
Yeah, right.
You know, I'm looking for those people at the end of the day who are going to come back. So I just think, why provide part of the work when I can provide the whole work?
So what we're talking about is, you said 150. You want that up front, right? When you start on it, before you start, right?
It's fine. You're good for it. So just pay me. You can even pay me a portion of that, even, and then we'll work at it.
You are really bad at holding. If I was on my knees begging, I could easily get you to make it for me for free.
Well, no, because I wouldn't actually give you the file till I got paid.
Maybe, but you do know what I'm getting at here. You need to be more stubborn, and you need to be more firm. So the way I'm seeing it is,
I'm being pretty firm. I'm saying give me half of the money before I've done anything.
Nope, you're gonna get the full amount.
All right.
You get 150 in next month, in the start of next month, and then you start live streaming that day, and then everybody can sit down and join, and still having fun. So I'm more like, I'm up for it the first, and next month I have the 150 ready for you.
And then she drops down, just like, I feel so untouched. And I was just like,
so my question is more like, when do you have time for live streaming then?
My days are gonna be my days that I know I can get on the computer for sure and do stuff is Tuesdays. Sundays maybe, but Tuesdays definitely. So that's what I'm looking at right now.
So when you have a day in the next month, just after the first, I have the money ready for you from the first in the next month. So when it adds in your schedule, then let me know, and then we'll try to make some commercial about it on the chat and stream and that on, making people,
So we'd be aiming for the 5th then, is the first Tuesday after the 1st. Would be what we're looking at. And ideally on Tuesdays, like, my wife's at work and I'm at home, which is kind of nice for me, just to be able to not be distracted with the wife. I can get on in the daytime and stream most of the day, right? I'm trying to do stuff till late on Mondays, but I tend to find that I'm going to bed early on Mondays.
You just have to promise me one thing for that 150.
Sure.
When you need to, take your time off and relax, then do it.
Yeah, I will.
When it's done, it's done. Okay?
The logo should, again, depending on how tricky it is to match the font, the logo should only take a couple hours.
Yeah.
And you're talking about the full run, the Vivanox Studio rather than the VX Studio, right?
No, the VX is the one we need to build, and the Vivanox, not the studio. The studio section is not needed.
Okay, so just the Vivanox.
It's more. It's more like when we're opening up the game, we are changing the name from Vivanox to Vivanox Entertainment because we have 2 other games that's also entertaining.
Oh yeah. Usually though,
So-
you use entertainment when you're making media productions, so like television shows and things like that.
Yeah, but we are doing some entertainment in the background and in some of the things, so it's a longer story.
Yifter, I think I'm gonna have to mute you, dude.
Mhm.
You're bleeding through a lot.
Yifter. I don't think you can hear us.
Hey, where is in which channel is the live stream going to happen?
It's happening
running
right now. It's happening right now.
That's why we are debating, on live on
On
what's
the
the next
streaming
schedule.
channel.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
And the funny thing
But-
is,
but-
I actually did it one time before for it was just for getting Larvantholos, getting him not hyped but hooked. It's more like getting him to do something he wants to do. So I said, hey, I'll pay you $25 if you make a figure from scratch.
Which you did.
Which he did. And then suddenly Quantum, he came in and had some ideas. They switched over to that afterwards, and it actually went pretty good. It went well, if you ask me. There was a lot of talking about the things you're working with and how you did it and all that. You were actually very, if you ask me, you were very, very thorough with all the things when you explained it.
Well, I learned because other people were willing to share and talk about knowledge. So, that's the thing, right? You got to be able to pass it on, and also I think the other thing that's really important is also to know when you don't know and be able to listen to people. There's been a lot of times where I've been doing things and somebody's come along and they're like, hey, if you do it like this, it's better. And I'll be like, that's awesome. Or I'll be like, get the hell out of my stream. One of the two. But you got to be willing to say that.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, what's the link for the live stream?
I just posted it in the open text channel.
Open
No,
text?
sorry, it's not that one. It was in stream text. Sorry.
Yeah, you put it in the
Stream
wrong.
text.
You put it in the wrong thing. People are going to the wrong thing now.
Yeah, because normally they're using the pop text.
What is normal
Okay.
anymore? What is normal?
That's fair enough, user. Fair enough. He has muted his headset, so you don't have to mute him, Larvantholos.
Excellent. I don't like muting people, but at the same
But
time.
meanwhile, I'll try to get the contact. Meanwhile, you and I, we have a schedule to make here. When was that? You said.
I said
That would be
the 5th
the
is the
5th?
first Tuesday after the 1st.
Yeah, unless something happens the 5th, then let's see what happens, right? We will say the 5th. If something happens, just let me know, then we'll just,
Yeah.
I'll just wire you the money right away, and then you'll start at it. If you can't do it the 5th, well, just a day where everybody knows where there's time for it. So you decide when you want to live stream it and show it. But I sure would love to be there when you do it, but that's a different story.
I'll tell you what, I'm putting it in my calendar right now so that I have it actually scheduled. So I'm making a note. Event name, logo for Cine.
Yeah, I'm adding in the transactions now for Friday. So Friday you should receive the payment.
So let's say tentative time for 10 a.m. because that seems realistic for me to be awake at. And I'll schedule you in for 2 hours. Whoops. AM.
But when you think about it, if that's for the whole work, it's actually not a bad. I don't know if it's a bad hour pay.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's.
I'm not gonna just like cut it at like 2 hours and be like, well, this is all we got. Yay.
Yeah.
Here's your logo. No, I'll finish it. Like that's. I don't like to leave like logos half done. You know, I'm not gonna just say, "Oh well, this is taking longer than I expected." I assume and presume that it's gonna take approximately 2 hours. But if it took me 2 days to do, the rate's not gonna go up because that's my budget on that is to look at. Okay, this logo can go a couple different ways, and there's usually revisions. So I think about the revisions as part of the process too. So that's why I've quoted you that about because there's always revisions, right? It's your logo, so it's representing your company, and everybody has an idea of how they want that representation ultimately to be.
Yeah.
And sometimes, as an outside person, you think, "Oh yeah, that's easy, I got it," and then you do it, and it's like, "No, no, no, I wanted it to be like this actually." So I understand that. That's just that's just good business,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I follow. But what I'm trying to do now is trying to get in touch with the original author and getting, if I can get the fonts, then it should be easier for you to work with.
Much easier, absolutely.
Yeah.
But if he wants to be one of these guys who doesn't like to do that, don't stress it. We'll figure it out. That is That is what I do, and that is why I'm good at what I do, because I can match things for people. Like as an example, that first logo I linked to you, for that client, they had been given a collapsed file for that. They had a JPEG like you did. They knew what fonts they wanted some of the text to be recreated in, so it was easy to do some of it. One of the fonts though I couldn't recreate in 3D, so I had to flatten, and that was kind of a pain because I wanted to do it all in 3D so I could rotate their logo a little bit if they needed it. So that was kind of a pain, and then the needle that they had, they just got it from a free file on the internet, and when I went to grab a version of it, it was supposed to be a vector graphics. So vectors are great because you can rescale them, right, limitlessly, because they're just made out of effectively lines, and then it's filled with colors, so it should just scale. Well, it decided not to scale. It was rasterized, so I had to recreate it in 3D, and that took a little bit of doing because they wanted that exact needle. That was the specific needle was important to them. So we did it. We just made that happen.
Just moving some things over here. I need some room. I need more monitors.
Well, I've got 3, but sometimes I think I need 4.
I'm actually thinking about upgrading again to Matrix Millennium's, what's it called? It's triple hit to go, it's called now. Back in days I was using it, that was for VGA, but it was actually quite good. You know, one box that multiplies out to 3. So it doesn't stress the graphic card the same way.
It still stresses it. If it's drawing from 3 screens, it's drawing from 3 screens. It doesn't really matter if you've got one screen or not. You're actually using 3 plugins, I think, aren't you, for that?
No, you're using one.
One, okay.
One sec, I'll show it to you.
Because I've been debating for a while now. I've got 3 different screens and I like having them, but I was debating on getting, especially for my upper screen, because I've got one off to the side where I've got my chat so I can look left and see things, and then I've got one above that I use for like references or things that I don't need immediate visual feedback from. I'll throw up above, so that I'm always moving and changing my posture around enough so that I'm not just hunched over looking at my screen. It forces me to look around, which is great for most of what I do. But sometimes I need a 4th or a 5th screen for references or media, because it's funny, you know, I used to think that was the most ridiculous thing. I had 2 you know, ages ago when I had 1 screen, I was like, 2 screens is probably as much as I'm ever going to need, right?
Here you go.
And then I got 3 screens, and I was like, oh, this would be more than enough. And now I'm like, now I need more fucking space.
Yeah, but don't you use that one in Windows where you can use more, you can add in more screens? You can add in more desktops on Windows 10. You do have that functionality.
I do, but it's not desktops I need. I need to be able to see them all
Yeah,
the
I know
time.
what you mean.
And technically, with my current graphics card setup, I could plug in 6 screens or 8 screens. I can't remember now. I have to look at the ports in the back. I think it's 6 screens without any issues. Nothing's
Yeah.
gonna get slow. But I don't really need that.
I had that set up there with six monitors, with 2 triple heads to go and 6 monitors running on VGA. And at that time, I could actually, even though it was on one, it was only one. How to call it? What's it called? It was only one output I was using on the graphic card.
Yeah.
So it divided that one output to a wider range, and still told Windows, to tell to explain to Windows, this here is one monitor, this is number 2, this is number 3. But I'm controlling all the heavy load on the box.
Yeah, it doesn't.
But back in the VGA days,
yeah,
back in the VGA days, that was actually good. But nowadays, I'm not certain. I'm guessing they're still using that one because at some point, some of us who's working with 3 monitors or more, we need something where we can rely on the graphic cards doesn't, crash because we're using too many outputs.
Yeah.
I would rather use 2 outputs on the graphic cards and 6 monitors than use all 6 outputs on the graphic cards.
Absolutely.
I may lose some FPS at some point. Well, I can live with that. That's the way I'm seeing it, at least. But I'm not sure if everybody agrees, but that's my opinion.
Yeah.
And the funny thing was, when I bought that one back in the days, that was for playing World of Warcraft just to be cool, or cooler than the rest of the people, right?
Misspent youth.
Oh yeah. I used 10 years on that shit.
Yeah, that's the reason I started doing 3D. Actually, was I wasted a lot of fucking time on WoW. So much.
Oh yeah. But I have to say, I only found one game until now that's just as fun as WoW. That's Fortnite Save the World. I'm playing with a friend of mine, and it's taking us ages to get on that level where we are now. I think we've been using, what's it, half a year? Playing about 4 hours each day, and it's starting to get hard. Yeah, but I need to register before I can, write anything in there in the Picato TV. By the way, Picato, is that more for, people that are, working with, 3D modeling and all that?
Well, they build themselves as the first ever art streaming platform, and really, they don't directly say it. They provide a lot of support for adult art, so there's way more services and streams on there for adult art than there is for anything else, and they don't generally provide any real support for people doing other art. Other than, if somebody happens to get a good following on there, they might provide some promotion or things like that. I don't know. I'm not too happy with Picardo, so I'm not going to say a whole lot other than I used to have a subscription there for quite some time, and I canceled it because they don't listen to their users in the short term, and they don't provide a lot. Their subscription is expensive at $15 a month. It's a lot. You don't get $15 worth of value for that a month. I don't think. I feel that anyway.
Yeah. Are you gonna combine flesh with that one?
Flesh?
Yeah, it looks like flesh you put on top of it.
Well, I'm gonna turn that into hard surface pieces. It's
because put a knife on top of it, a long blade all over the way, and have it like a sword slash, how do you call it, weapon. That would be cool. You ever seen Farscape?
No.
Oh, okay. Too bad. Hey, you like Stargate, right?
What now?
You like Stargate series, right?
What's Stargate?
Ah, shut up.
Is that some sort of a show about gates among the stars?
No, it's more like the last season in Stargate, the new one who's taking over SG-1. What's his name? Cameron. He's one of the main actors in Farscape, and also some of the other people from, dark-haired one from Stargate that joins in season 9. It is, or is it 10? She's also in Farscape. Quantum, help me out here. You know so much about it.
Far what now? I don't understand.
He's a Stargate fan.
I don't understand. What's far?
I like Stargate, but I think his description of Stargate was right on the ball.
Who? Lavantholos or mine?
Lavantholos.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Gate among the stars. Stargate. Yep, that's pretty much it.
No. You forget one thing totally, Quantum. It was actually when the gate was found first time in the movie. It was actually debated that it was not it was not a Stargate. It was a gate to heaven. Then Daniel Jackson, he came in and corrected the translations, and it was a Stargate.
Or was it?
Well, they did end up in a different
So
world.
how was Lavantio's description was wrong?
And I said it was.
Sounded like you were trying to correct him.
Stop teasing me. Nope, I'm not correcting. Not at all. I'm just so sad about he killed the whole weapon. Nah, there it is. He didn't kill it.
No, I'm just slowly adjusting the profile to try to make it a little bit aggressive, but I think putting a pig on it kind of defeated that, but that's not the point. I got some other tricks. I got some other tricks.
So,
it's fine.
I have a question for you, Lance.
No questions. This is
You're
a
using
question-free
what-
stream.
No, what? Well, yeah, but that's for the stream. You're using what kind of equipment? Because I was thinking about getting my hands in a Wukam. A
Oh.
Wukam, sorry.
A Wukong?
Yeah.
You gotta go talk to the Wukong clan about that.
You're kidding me, right? You don't use that?
Wacom? Oh, I never touched the stuff.
So, which one do you prefer then?
Wacom.
Fuck you.
I have so because obviously I can't afford super nice equipment. I have Wacom Cintiq 24 HD I bought secondhand, and it's fantastic. Fantastic. I would buy it again, but you can buy much nicer equipment now.
So, if at some point you got your equipment upgraded, right?
Yeah.
How much would it cost the one you have with your signature on it?
With me to sign it and sell it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd probably still sell this for $1,000. I don't know. I'll see what the market would bear on these right now, to be honest with you. But it's probably still worth $1,000. I mean, they're like, you pretty much can't kill these things. They're pretty indestructible. I mean, somebody shipped. I got this one shipped from California, which ironically, because my market is so small up here, I didn't expect to be able to find one locally, and goddamn, somebody was selling one not the next week after I got it started in the mail. I was like, really? So it got slightly damaged in shipping, not my fault. It's because I bought it off eBay, and it goes through a third party in between, Pitney Bowes, Which,
Yeah.
by the way, Pitney is a fucking printer company, and they should know better. They repacked it, and it damaged the screen, and it damaged the paddles a little bit. So that's shitty, but it still works. It's just got it didn't damage the screen, which is what I was. If it did damage the screen, I would have demanded my money back, but it just damaged the bezel on the outside. I put some duct tape on it. Everything works. That's what we like. That's what makes us happy. I'd probably still sell it for $1,000, but I mean, really, if the market said a lot less, I'd sell it for a lot less. I mean, the one that I want to get right now is like $4,000, so 4,300 Canadian, because I can't buy the American, and the exchange would kill me anyway. So it's what it works out to, about $4,300. Basically the exact same thing I'm using now, but the next version. They finally released another 24 HD screen. Has, I don't know, touch, which I don't have. Has 8,000 points of pressure, which I don't have. If you were thinking of buying it, I would tell you, forget the signature and just look on your market for secondhand screen. They pretty much last forever. Now's a good time to buy because there's a bunch of new stuff on the market, so the price has dropped. You might even be able to get them for as low as $500. I would guess. It depends how many are in the market.
I can even feel that right now with the graphic cards, 1080 and 1080 Ti. The prices are totally down right now.
Yeah. Yeah, if I could get my hands on a. In fact, what can you get a 1070 card, for example, in your market for?
In Denmark?
Yeah.
Let's have a look-see. A 1070.
Because that's what I'm running in my system right now is a 1070. I have to look at the exact one here. Let's find out. What am I running? Running the specific.
I can. Asus Gigabyte MSI.
Pretty sure it's Asus. I'm just double checking here. It might tell
but
me.
I said it's not a Ti, right?
I think it's a Ti.
It's just a 1070. It's just a 1070. That's very simple. Do you have 8 gigs or do you have only?
I have 8 on each card. Yeah.
Game Board has one for right now for 4,000 Danish crown. 4,000 DKK in USD. That's around $630 for a graphic card.
Well, that's not bad. I got one of mine for less than that, and I got the other one for free though. So, but that's about what I would expect. But that's still pretty good.
But last week, I guarantee you, if it's not 2 weeks ago, the prices was doubled. Because Nvidia was still trying, getting people to stop, buying graphic cards for mining.
Yeah. They pretty much gave up on that now, I guess.
It depends on how much do you know about Nvidia's new model that's coming online. That's coming.
Don't know. I just gotta let somebody in the gate here.
Oh, who is it? Unless I have already done that.
I don't know. Did you already do that with this dude, our Chate?
Is he over in the section? Can you see him over in the side?
Oh no,
in the gate.
Oh, I see. He's already got an Atom roll. You beat me to it.
Mm-hmm.
Well.
And also, I also bid him welcome on the launch.
Shh! I never read the lounge chat.
Hey, at least I'm trying to do the job we've been asked to do, and I actually think Quantum is doing a really good job. When it comes to me, that's a different story.
That Quantum guy, we should really just give him a demotion.
Seriously, he's using Quantum Turbo,
I know, right? Let's see now. It says I can mute, deafen, or kick. Rolls. Oh look, I can assign him the champ role, the cheater role,
Yeah.
I can assign him as a bot. I can make him grounded.
Yeah, I could assign myself as a bot. Like, what the hell?
I can assign you muted. Oh, and I can give you the transcended role, rank 34.
Oh, can you do me a favor?
Let's see, can I assign myself that?
Quantum needs to get the DJ role assigned, but we are not allowed to share them out to the other users, not yet, because there's still issues with it. So if Quantum, he needs the DJ role besides the...
I'm assigning him the music block role too.
No, that was not the whole thing. that was not all what anything was about.
Mm.
Anyway, you're now a DJ. Done.
Yay! I guess.
Alright, what the heck was I doing? You guys are
It's actually been an expensive month for me this month here, you know?
You guys are so distracted.
You guys are costing me money, you know? Okay.
Hey.
I'm just making fun. No, it's actually been a good month this month. Actually, I'm looking forward to reading the blog on Vivonox.
No, that seems.
Okay. I'm finally finishing to map this shirt. Marvelous designer gave me a lot of headaches yesterday. I had like 60 crashes.
What is it with Marvel Designer?
I don't know. For some reason, the delete button wasn't working on the program as well.
Marvelous takes a lot of memory. You gotta have a very good amount of memory for it to be running stable.
Yeah.
How much RAM do you got, dude?
I don't have much, but on that case, I was working on an empty scene, but I got 12 gigabytes.
Oh, that should at least get you in the door.
Is it a laptop you're using?
Yes.
Okay, get a stationary. Because you're using dedicated memory. It's not gonna, it can't handle it.
That's true. It depends how his laptop's set up, though. Not all of them use that.
If I'm not mistaken, sorry for saying, when you're pushing the button down to say something on Discord, I can hear the fan running on your laptop on high speed. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh yes, definitely. I'm using the microphone on the laptop right now, so there's a lot of noise.
Yeah. I would say that noise would account for about 20 decibels. When I have worked out that. When have you last cleaned the laptop?
It doesn't take. It's not that long ago. I think it was about a couple of weeks.
Oh, and you gave it new cooler paste?
Oh yes, definitely. Well, he's not getting warm at all, but he's a little bit noisy.
Are you using a mechanic hard drive or a SSD hard drive?
Both.
I would recommend take out the mechanic. It saves you about 20 degrees. No, sorry. That's 10, almost 12 degrees you're gonna save there.
Even if you're using the mechanical just for a backup for files and other things?
Depending on if it's plugged into the laptop, yes. If it's as a USB, no. You have to think about its mechanic, and it's warming up all the time, and that warm and all that hot air needs to go somewhere. If you change that to a SSD drive, well, but it's only if it's inside the laptop.
Oh, definitely. But I'm actually not having problems with the temperature. At least I think.
Well,
I was having before I put the SSD though. I was having some temperature problem.
If you don't think you're having it, but your fan's going at full tilt all the time, it's only a matter of time before the problems that you don't think you're having are going to show up as the problems that you actually are having.
Unless you are having some flash program running in the background. some Flash programs and games are very sensitive when it comes to the fan. So when that program starts, the fan starts, turning up the speed.
Yeah.
It also happens with some Java software, not all, but some.
Java?
Yeah.
I see. That might be causing some problems.
You called it Java software?
Nah, yeah, the Java, not JavaScript.
Yahweh.
You mean the
Java.
Java?
Yeah, the Java.
The Java software?
Why is it we can't see you on webcam today?
I'm hiding. I'm ugly today.
Ah, okay.
Having a bad
Okay.
everything day.
Okay. Well, there it is. Want to learn ZBrush? I teach that. Either start to finish, or I can tailor a class around the specified features. You want to understand better? $50 an hour, negotiable. Oh yeah, negotiable he is. Commission rates.
Everything's
Holy
negotiable.
Shit. Yeah.
Everything's negotiable. I set my rate high in the stream though because then I can negotiate up or down, right? Hey Povar.
Well, to be
yes,
frank,
it is ZBrush hard surface, and this is just a block-in for a gun. Let's show you the rest of the project here. If ZBrush won't crash on me.
If it is, I want a refund. I'm gonna call them and say, hey, I'm not paying that. Crash, please, crash, please, crash. Crash, 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 crash. Come on, crash.
It's not crashing.
Come on, you can do it. Come on. Come on, you can do it.
Little bit of ZBrush hard surface.
Did it crash?
Nope, didn't crash.
Damn.
You have failed in your mission.
I want to make a wager.
You want to make a wager?
$10 that it's crashing. $10 that it's gonna crash at some point.
Well, that's a guarantee. That's like a safe bet. It's all.
Betting on the crash. That's an easy one.
With 98 subtools, most of them dynamically subdivided, something's going down here sooner or later. It's just the reality. The more stuff you get on the go in any software program,
Yeah.
and the fact that I'm streaming on top of it doesn't help, right? Because you're taking.
Damn, it looks good.
It's getting
How
there,
much
eh?
for it?
How much for it? How much for this?
Yeah.
$2,000.
Animated.
$10,000.
No. We get 1,500 and then it's animated.
$10,000. I'm gonna have to hire somebody to animate it. I have to pay them.
Yeah, I'm sending you a list also then with how the animation should be, right?
I'll pass it on to my animator.
No, but seriously, it looks good. What about the cockpit? Did any work with that?
I haven't done anything about the cockpit, and I'm still working on the pilot. But not having the gun further along was bothering me, so I thought I was gonna maybe work on that a little bit, so that I could.
So that's the gun you're working on the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to block in the profile a little bit more. I am using a reference.
You're going with the pig still.
Damn straight I am. You gotta have fun. You gotta have fun, right? It's a fun gun. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could sit there and be strict from the reference and pop that into ZBrush and model and block in all the pieces for it, and then drop in and use live boolean and cut in all the holes and all that BS. But I don't want to do that. There's a creative part of this that's really important for me to just kind of enjoy. So that's where we're at. I feel like I should bring that in. that bevel, other than what's going on right here, which we're going to fix. This would be a little tricky though. No, maybe not. That was a lot less tricky than I anticipated. Excellent. Little by little.
Actually, I have a better idea for that weapon if you're up for a suggestion, but I needed to talk with one other person first if I get a copy of that 3D model, combining it with a third model.
Well, I guess the first thing is no, because I'm going to complete this as is. But if you'd like me to do another weapon that's different,
No, it was more like I think there was something that could be cool, but I don't know if that's actually allowed to do with characters, with that character set that you're building, because I was thinking, you know, something combining sword slash weapon.
well, I was going to do that originally. I was going to create a gun sword thing, right?
Okay.
Like I had previously for the other mech. But Quantum had suggested this, and so I said, okay, give me, give me some suggestions on things you'd like to do, and I will combine it.
That same weapon for that character.
This is the same weapon-ish.
It doesn't look like. It doesn't look like it at all.
It totally is. Look, I mean,
No.
it's.
No, I mean that big ass sword gun that you had. On
Oh, you
the
thought
other mech.
you thought I was just gonna keep it? No, I'll just throw it out
Yeah.
now. No, it's done. Now she's gonna have a big ass, giant ass gun on the back, along with those wushu looking swords, which I still need to make sheaths for. I was thinking the other day, I was like, oh yeah, I should probably make some sheaths for those so that they're functional things, but minor detail.
I may have to leave here at some point because I'm at work on TeamSpeak. So when they join there, I have to leave here. So
No, you
I'm
don't.
still working. Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Hey, I need to tell them that I have just negotiated a deal that where there wasn't any negotiation. It was just a black down hard deal. I had 150 or 200 to choose from. That was it. I need to explain that to them. No matter what, they're gonna pay it. So I'm not complaining. If you're happy, I'm happy. They're happy.
You just explain to them that basically you're slowly gonna use all your budget up on this unknown artist.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. It makes sense, right?
It makes sense.
Yeah.
That trigger sheath is bothering me, so we're just gonna.
So what's the bluish stuffy thingy?
The what now?
Is that the magazine? The bluish one. You have a blue one. No, not that one. It like looks like a magazine, but it's not.
What magazine? I'm not making a magazine here. This is not for entertainment.
Not for entertainment.
Not for entertainment.
So that's the magazine. Or is that a new? What's that?
You mean the blue ribbon?
Yeah.
Because it's a pig, and it's a pig gun that has the blue ribbon prize. Yes. Yes, I went there. So you gotta have fun with your work, right? You gotta, if you can have fun, you'll always do more, right? And so that's what I'm doing. I'm taking something that's a very serious thing, which is a gun. It's obviously based on a sniper rifle, and I may put a scope. Well, that's what the assault rifle that Quantum picked was, like a big ass gun. It has a big ass scope that's supposed to go with it.
Anti-material rifle.
Yes, that's what you said, anti-material rifle. But I'm adding some material into it. It's a pig gun.
Is that for the game you're working on?
Nope. This is all for me. Just me.
Oh, I see.
I'm doing some work for Massini when he's giving me a couple of bucks here and there, but yeah, these are all his personal projects that I'm working on.
Yeah, and he won't sell them to a fair price. Especially not when I can make money of it. When both parties can. You're a hard bargain, you know?
It's a fair price. There's a lot of work involved in this.
Hey, it's not even textured. Come on.
Hey, for $10,000, you'll get all the textures you can want.
Yeah.
And the rigging.
Yeah.
And it'll be rigged. Just like the election. I mean, what?
So the election was rigged anyway?
Yeah.
And you got proof?
You don't need proof.
You sure?
When does Donald Trump need proof? Let's figure out.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, my graphic card fans just stopped spinning.
That sounds like a graphic problem.
Indeed it does. Nope, it is spinning again. It's just me.
It's in its death throes.
Nope, it didn't.
It didn't start spinning again? That's not good.
What the fuck? You're kidding me, Larvantholos. Thanks. Thanks so much. What is it with people and cat commercials, you know, where the cat makes something stupid and everybody laughs?
You don't like cats?
I don't have anything against cats, but the funny thing is, in Denmark, they have figured out at jobs that people are watching a lot of Facebook. So they have divided an app that blocks all kind of funny cat commercials. Or, you know.
That's shameful.
Yeah, but hey, it's Denmark for you, you know, and it's actually, I don't know why, but it's a union that is using it.
A union is using cat videos.
No, a cat video plug, disabled cat, no, what's it called? A cat blocker app.
Cat blocker app.
It's a catastrophe.
Yeah. You do see the shit, you do see the fun in it, right, Quantum? Actually, she's. I can show you the scene if you want to. She's standing on the scene, explaining it all, and how cute they are and all that, and how they're actually taking us out of focus on work. So when we're at work and we're seeing this, we're not focused on the job. So that's why we need to make a plugin that can block all these cat ads. You know.
We need to focus.
Yeah, we need to focus some more.
Ficus.
We need to do it right this time, Moneypenny. Otherwise, we can't live forever.
If that plugin is called catnip, that would be great.
So, any of you seen the news episode of Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
What now?
Any of you seen Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the latest episode?
What now?
Shut up.
Marvel's aging agents?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm guessing you're not a Marvel fan.
I am a Marvel fan. I just don't like
No,
that
you're
show.
Yeah, you still don't like it.
No, never got into it.
Well, it is about Coulson, you know, and I think it's really cool that he got his own show for a while.
Until they kill him off again.
No, they just let him go.
Or did they?
Yeah. They always come back. Oh, well.
It's his fault for drinking the immortality serum anyway.
Mortality serve.
Immortality serum.
Hmm.
The serum of immortality.
Yeah. By the way, you don't mind that we put it on Facebook when you're doing a live stream, right?
Nope.
Okay.
I mean, yes. Yes, I do.
Okay. Then we don't.
No, I don't care.
Okay.
I put it on Facebook that I'm streaming.
You are?
I do, yep.
Hmm.
It's just not working out the way I wanted it to.
It looks like a saddle for a BMX.
Yeah? Have like the little pilot riding the gun.
Yeah.
Kill them all! Kill them all! Yeah! Woo! Woo! Die, pigs!
So you can cheat by turning those left and right, and then it comes up with some different ideas.
I don't understand what you said.
You just used the scroller in the top, you know, where you went left and right, and suddenly it went in. It's actually quite neat.
A scroller at the, I don't...
Wasn't it scrolling in the top? No, I don't think so. Never mind. I'm
So,
just looking.
so all I did... ZBrush has effectively unlimited undos. So I wasn't happy with the direction I took that, so I just undid it, went back in time.
You know,
Past
as I
where
see
was.
it right now, you know what it looks like?
Tell me.
A harpoon.
Harpoon gun?
Yeah.
How about now?
I'm still seeing it.
Wait for it.
It's because of the long pointer. The long end, you know. I'm still seeing a gun.
Well, it's supposed to be again.
That's a good thing.
Multiple edge loops. What are you?
Now it looks like a shotgun when you see it from the front. Hmm.
Something weird's going on.
No scope.
It's for a mech. The mech itself is a scope.
Well, that's actually what I was thinking, because when I blocked it in originally, I had. Why is that one not working? When I blocked it in originally, I blocked it in with the scope, and then I was like, well, that's kind of dumb.
Yeah, I always thought when a Gundam picks up a gun with a scope and he looks through it, it's like, why? We can definitely tell you're not looking through the scope when you switch to the pilot screen. Oh, that is just a cosmetic
Yeah.
overload right there.
Well, I didn't know. I didn't think about it because I never played it.
There we go.
Gundam is also an anime. Matter of fact, it started out as an anime before it even got to a game status.
What is it that's wrong with those 3 blocks? Sorry for asking, Larvantholos, but what's wrong? Should it look like that, or what was the problem?
It's not supposed to look like that.
Yeah, but isn't it just the vertices you're getting? You need to them face on for vertices, and that's it. Or is there something wrong with it? I'm curious.
What do you mean?
Yeah, now you did it. Now it's correct.
Well, I'm looking at the reference and how they apply detail, which might make sense to make it look really aggressive in that, but it doesn't make sense for this gun. So I'm looking at the different ways of doing things.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go a little more like I got on the bottom there. Mirroring detail when you're working with hard surface things.
You didn't say burying detail, right? Burying detail, right?
Mirroring. Like making that match up on the barrel. But I think what we're gonna do. Oh no, it's not in the 3D point. It's all about creating themes. See, now the pig is a sniper. Still not happy with this thing. Strewed along the poly loop. Yeah, there we go. Starting to find my design themes that just start to pop out at you if you pay attention.
I'm looking. I'm looking. I'm still looking. Oh, can I ask you something, Larvantholos?
No, no questions.
No, okay. It was more like, has Zebras crashed yet?
Well, technically, you just did by asking if.
Yeah, precisely.
Just for that, I'm hitting quick save.
Just to be certain it doesn't crash, right? But no, I think. What about the pig head? When is that going to be removed?
Never. That's an important part of my design.
So you want it to be creature-ish slash. Or how's that work?
How's what work?
I don't know what kind of design it needs to be because of, yeah.
You'll see. It all works out in the wash. I don't want that. Don't want that outer edge. Group that. Now I can bring that down. Extrude, polygroup all. Important to have that form separation there. I'm not sure how low I want to make it yet, so I think there is pretty good.
It's too bad you don't work in Unreal. I'd so much like to see you, building a whole environment at some point.
Well, certainly if you want to have me do that, I could probably do that at some point. Maybe not the Unreal part of it, but I do have environment sets that I could probably like put a demo on for building up a set real quick. Oh, look at that. It's 12:08. I have to get going because I set a limit on how long I can stream this morning because I got to get ready. I have an appointment this afternoon. That's my whole afternoon gone. But I'll be back
Cross
sometime.
fingers for you that it goes well.
Well, I hope it
Thanks
does.
for joining. Thanks for live streaming.
Yeah, thank you for live streaming. It was really educational to look and follow you.
Just a second. I'm not gonna run away. Just a second. I'm gonna save it, and I'm gonna just.
I can just see it crashes after save.
That's the most cruel kind of crash.
It is. But
Yeah.
thank God for autosave sometimes.
Well, as you notice, if you watch me work, I
Yeah.
always autosave before I do a regular save.
Yeah.
All right. So that's our gun as it sits. I got a little more blocking in to do to get it as aggressive as I want. Not sure about this thing on the back that I kind of created the other day. I'm probably gonna have to modify that a little bit. I may think about this and try to make it feel a little more sci-fi, so add some more elements onto it.
No.
You know, a little more piggy. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll add a curly tail onto the back. We'll see. You know, the important stuff. You know, if it's a prize winning gun, I gotta make sure that you know, it's sweet.
True. True. But if it wasn't a mech character, I could use it as it was, you know. If it wasn't seen as a mech, just as a standard character with animations in it, I could see it function like that.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, it easily could. But I am looking forward to see how the cockpit is going to look like.
Yeah, it should be interesting.
Yeah. Because that's where you actually are zoomed in at some point, right? And then start building, or how do you do that? You build it from scratch, a new place?
What I'll do is let's do it.
No. I'm thinking, is that bit the same as you did here with the gun? You
No.
know?
No, I'll explain it. And then I'll show you it another day. It'll kind of move into some of the stuff that Quantum wants. So it's too bad that he's not here listening. So to do that, I don't want to just like build it around and pose my character into it yet. So what I'll do is I'll take my my pilot, and I'll make an armature that represents her. So I'll take Z-spheres and make an armature. Then I'll make a whole nother scene with that armature in it, and I'll pose the armature into the position I think that she will be sitting in the cockpit, and I'll start blocking in pieces around that. I know that the cockpit's kind of plugged into a sphere, kind of like in a tank or something like that. So the goal will be first is just to block in general stuff that you would be used to piloting. The armature. Then I just hide the armature and start going to town from there, right? So that I know everything's into a sort of scale. That way when I take the pilot itself and I pose her in there, it'll look appropriate. So yeah, we'll do all that, but I think I'm gonna finish this gun before I do that, and then I gotta commit to doing more work on the pilot, and I'll probably go back and forth between pilot and cockpit.
Yeah.
But I better get the heck out of here before I lose my eyes on the prize. See you later, guys.